Patriot Act was created after 9/11. It allows federal agents to investigate suspected cases of terrorism swiftly in order to better protect our country.
So just 6 weeks after the attack on the World Trade Center, Congress passed a new law called the Uniting and Strengthening America by Providing Appropriate Tools Required to Intercept and Obstruct Terrorism Act of 2001. The Patriot Act. Sure is the axis of evil for bad acronyms.
Because of the Patriot Act, the U.S. government can now investigate anyone suspected of terrorism. They need no warrants to search houses or tap phone lines, and they do not need permission to look at one's private records and files, including phone records, websites visited, medical records, and even personal financial documents. They can even arrest suspected terrorists and hold them without giving them proper rights that all American citizens should receive under the Constitution.
This is a breach of our civil rights given to us in the First Amendment because what we say will affect how we are observed by the government. Our beliefs can influence whether or not the government will choose to keep track of you. The Patriot Act is also a breach of the Freedom of Religion Clause because people that practice Middle Eastern religions or that have ties to the Middle East are under more pressure and higher surveillance from the government than the rest of the American population. If one has family from Iran or any other Middle Eastern country and they speak on the phone frequently, this will show up as a red flag for the government and they will most likely be investigated.
An assumption on the part of the administration that there had to be a surrender of certain of our rights.
You might hear about the virtue of being able to track terrorists by filing information about airline passengers or by enforcing the use of biometric passports. Maybe you'd find out how trusted computing protects you from malicious software and viruses. Or how scanning emails and eavesdropping on phone calls helps the police find potential criminals of all kinds.
We hit it up in the cell window.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
We bugged Mr. Blake's cell.
You what?
We bugged the cell with Arnold's tape recorder. Just listen to this, Paul.
I can't listen to that.
But Paul!
Opie, I can't listen to that. I'm not permitted.
But Paul, you don't understand.
Opie, I can't listen to this. Now, I told you about eavesdropping.
But Paul, this is different.
Yes, it's worse. You overheard a conversation that was supposed to be private. Now, I can't be a party to that.
But Paul, if you just listen to this...
Opie, I can't listen.
Paul, you're erasing the tape.
That's what I mean to do. You bugged a conversation between a lawyer and his client. Now, that's violating one of the most sacred rights of privacy.
But Paul...
No buts.
But if it helps the law...
Opie, the law can't use this kind of help. Because whether a man is guilty or innocent, we have to find that out by due process of law.
Barack Obama, who taught constitutional law at the University of Chicago, argued strongly against the Bush administration use of executive authority, including its self-justification, its rationalization of the warrantless wiretapping of American citizens. Our fifth story in the countdown, that was then, this is now. President Obama's Justice Department now not just defending Bush officials from lawsuits surrounding National Security Agency domestic spying, but seeking to expand the government's authority by making it immune from any legal challenge regarding wiretapping. Ever.
You are too weak to live with freedom. You are too weak to live with the First Amendment. If someone tells you you are too weak to live with freedom, they have turned you into a child.